Merry Christmas. For your consideration, I wanted to think about how is it possible that Santa could actually travel all across the earth and successfully deliver gifts to everywhere on the planet. I derived some basic formula to figure out how fast Santa has to travel in order to cover a particular area. This makes a certain assumption that when he's hitting this particular area, he's in the center of it. So when we're considering like the surface area of the Earth, let's start there. Okay, so this was kind of the final page, but let's start from the beginning. So the surface area of the Earth, 196.9 million miles squared, right? Speed of light in terms of miles per second is 186,282. So to start with, let's take the surface area of the Earth and divide it by the number of seconds in a day, 86,400. So if you take 196,900,000 divided by 86400, you get 2278.935. Da da da. So this kind of represents how fast and how much area Santa has to cover every second in order to effectively hit everywhere on Earth, right? So what is that in terms of a fraction of the speed of light, right? So if we take that value and divide that by speed of light in terms of miles per second, we get this 0.01223379169. So effectively, Santa only has to go about a little bit more than 1% the speed of light in order to actually hit everywhere on Earth. So, for the record, I'm very aware of the fact that it takes a lot of energy to actually accelerate to 1% light speed, but we haven't even began to consider what kind of like source of energy that Santa has available to him. Let's say that Santa has, some sort of wormhole into a part of the universe where he's got access to a Dyson sphere and he's able to just like one shot, like lump sums of energy into his fucking sleigh. It's able to directly transfer that into the energy necessary to actually travel the sleigh that quickly. But also, we have to consider that traveling at that level of breakneck speed, Santa's got a very rocky ride. So he's got to have some sort of force field protection that, keeps them from experiencing the sort of muscle and bone jostling that one would experience when, you know, traveling in a rocket ship up through the atmosphere. We have to consider that he's got all of these different things taken into account in order to make it a successfully safeable trip. As it's he's facing more problems than just actually being able to successfully make the trip. It's also about being able to do so safely, right? And also have the fuel necessary to do so and get home all on time. Do it all in one day. So shout out to Santa. Also, I just, for some reason, at the very end of this, had the thought Santa is a public domain character. So what's to stop anyone from making stories about Santa Claus? I can think of a story. I can think of a very interesting story, kind of like in the dystopian sci-fi direction, about a Santa Claus who has access to such technology. Perhaps that Santa was involved in nefarious things in order to actually acquire that technology. How else could someone get so far ahead of everyone else as to be able to successfully deliver all of those gifts in one night? It seems an impossibility. But we also have to consider that for every sufficient leap in technological advancement that mankind has experienced during the course of our history, the leap was so far ahead of where we were previously at for the individual steps in technology that put us that far ahead, right? Like, think of writing in the printing press. Think of airplanes. I think of I don't want to think of AI as being that big of a deal because it's not to the point where I'm not impressed by that shit. It's cool. Maybe I take it for granted at this point. A lot of people are still like kind of riding the hype train though, and I think the same way that people were riding the crypto hype train because everyone was trying to get rich quick. But I think a lot of people who were really hype about AI are also kind of in that sort of spirit, in that, oh, great, we have this new tool that we're going to be able to just magically turn into making money, doing whatever it is that you, whether it's like making generative videos or, writing texts or, helping them code faster in my case. But at the same time, it's like, I'm all of the discussions about AI, especially the ones where they talk about it, how it's trying to escape. First of all, it's not trying to escape. It's generating text that makes you have the appearance of it trying to escape as if it were conscious. But there's a big difference between actual consciousness and writing text that says you're conscious. Just because something says it's conscious doesn't mean it's conscious. It can be very jarring to the human experience to watch something that isn't human and has no semblance of human quality make a effort at conveying a level of humanness that otherwise doesn't exist. And I think the big fear for a lot of people is that these systems get so good so quickly that it's literally going to grow so out of their control that they're not going to be able to stop whatever happens. But see, the problem is that that's already the case, but it's not because of the advancement of the AI itself. It's because of the humans. It's because of the people who choose to do what they might do with them. Sorry, that was my impression of RFK. Shout outs to the new administration. dudes be like, shit's gonna get crazy. I think we all know that. But on the topic of a dystopian Santa who is so far advanced from all other humans that he's able to influence one way or another the direction that society goes. Who elected Santa? Who made a decision that he should be the one to decide who's naughty and who's nice? By what means is he able to peer into our daily lives? Is it through our smartphones? Is it through the tracking of the cookies on the different websites that we visit? Does Santa know what I jerk off to? Dear God, I hope not. Because otherwise, I'm not getting fucking shit for Christmas if that's the case. God damn. Let's be real. I already got myself a bunch of nice shit, so I mean, I'm not really tripping about it. I got a lot of nice shit for other people too, and I'm real happy that I'm at the moment in a position where I can actually do something like that and be Santa Claus in my own way. One thing I have in common with Santa is my love of milk and cookies. That's how I lost all my teeth. God damn, I love milk and cookies. How the fuck am I gonna write a game without milk and cookies? That shit's not happening. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. I'm a little bit baked. I plan to bake a little bit more. No pun intended. So, dystopian Santa, future, technology, advancement. What comes next? I think one of the big hopes that not only myself and a lot of people who are enthusiastic about AI had was that we would be able to use these technologies in a way that did sufficient predicate, like predictive anything. I really enjoy using Copilot. It's phenomenal, and I really enjoy using Llama and trying to do my own local AI stuff. It really does require a lot of hardware to do right, or to like do well, you know. And that's, one way how, these companies get fucking so huge is that they're able to siphon up all the hardware, and all of a sudden, you got people paying $20 a month for using a fucking chat prompt system in a browser. Like, that's going to be productive. Now, I know there's a couple extensions and things that allow you to like export your conversations with Chat GPT and Claude and whatnot, but for the interfaces that are given to us for these AI products, I find the experience of interacting with AIs in the terminal so much more potent, so much more capable of actually doing something that might lead to a back and forth. And through that back and forth, you might actually be able to make something great. Because working solo can kind of suck, but maybe you can make it more interesting. Maybe through the creative use of some of these tools, you might be able to forge the semblance of a company. Be able to have a level of personal accountability, measurable progress, project management. Things that, honestly, I know most people just don't like dealing with that shit when they're humans, especially. So why not? Why not? Let's, find ways to do that, because 2025 is rolling around the corner real fast. And I've been enjoying the AI, coding autocomplete to a certain extent. It does okay. But I need a little guidance to make step by step measurable progress.